everyone. Welcome to PPR podcast number 228. And they said we wouldn't stick together.
You have a healthy obsession every week saying what number it is?
Well, just because I'm shocked that we've stuck around that long. I can barely put up with you. Bert, my name is Paul. This is Bert. Bert's star of the podcast, and we have a second timer. We have a two-timer podcast guest.
We do. Different school last time. But
No, he was. I think.
Oh, you're right. He had just left. You're right. Mr. Brady Palmer from Cathedral Catholic High School.
And what do you know? There he is. Brady, congratulations on the commit. Let's start there. Tell us about the scenario, because I've never had a chance to ask you. We were going to do this last fall, right? You were going to announce on the PPR, then everything kind of got sideways, and then you announced just recently. What happened that you decided not to announce on the PPR?
Yeah, really, it was just kind of a game time decision with me and my family. We had a lot of conversations, and I had a lot of talks with God just when the right timing was. I wanted to commit before my senior season for sure, and just kind of the way it unfolded, I thought it was pretty urgent that I needed to commit, and so I felt like it would just take kind of a bit to set it up with PPR. So what I did is I just announced it on social media.
But was it the same school did the school change between the time you were going to commit on the show and the announcement for Cal?
Yeah, the school changed probably 4 or 5 times, to be completely honest with you.
Interesting.
And what's the factor that makes you, because it's been so long since I got recruited, I can't remember, but what is the factor that makes you go, just keep switching around from school to school in your thought process of where you might want to go?
Yeah, so just to be completely honest with you, my number one school was Utah back last year, and then what happened with Utah is they kind of had a rough season, and so they made a lot of coaching changes, and so they got a whole new offensive staff, and so that's kind of been the main factor for me going from school to school is the staff changes. In today's college football world, there's just so many moving pieces, and you kind of got to keep up with that. So yeah, I would say moving pieces within the coaching staff has been the number one thing for me.
So it was going to be Utah.
You know what's weird? I had heard it was going to be Kansas State.
K-State was definitely a big one for me. I wanted to go in and follow Avery Johnson. I thought it was the perfect fit for me. I went out there and visited, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. But they actually they took a commit on one of their official visits weekends, and so I wasn't able to commit because they only took one quarterback.
Are you glad to have that part of your life over with? At least
Yeah,
for
I
now?
mean, it's definitely a relief. That's why I wanted to do it before my senior season, just because you kind of it's a stressful process, to be completely honest with you, and I'm just grateful that I was able to find a home before my senior season, and a home that I absolutely fell in love with when I visited. The coaching staff really makes it special. I honestly haven't seen a coaching staff quite as tight as Cal. They really are a family, especially with all the Poly bloodline in that coaching staff. Something that I've always been a part of as a Don. And so, yeah, just the family within that coaching staff is really what kind of was the turning factor for me.
You're going to miss my nephew, Griffin Rudy, by 1 year. He played on the rugby team.
Oh, no way.
He just graduated. That would have been cool to have you two, to have him show you the ropes around campus. Griffin Rudy. My brother's second kid.
Mm-hmm.
Played rugby 4 years at Cal.
That's interesting.
Well, didn't their rugby team just win the national championship?
His last year, they won it all.
And you didn't
That's
have him
awesome.
on the podcast. What kind of uncle are you?
He didn't feel like he didn't get as much playing time as he wanted, so he didn't feel like it was worthy. He wasn't. But I'll tell you what, give him credit. He liked rugby. He wanted to play 4 years, and he stuck around for 4 years. A lot of people, if they're not getting PT, they quit.
Pretty good school to get an education.
Yeah, he stuck it out, and God bless him for that.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
I know we've covered you for a few years, real tight with your parents. What is that? Because 2 years ago, your parents probably be elated. They could see every game you play within an hour. The move to the ACC kind of changes that. I mean, is that factor in anymore, like the travel time and getting your parents and family getting to see a game? I mean, because the old Pac-12, I mean, you're just an hour away from everything. Now you have to go to Pittsburgh, you have to go to Florida State. I mean, you're everywhere.
You're going to see the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how manageable the ACC is for Cal in these next few years. I've actually asked that question to their coaching staff directly, and they said the same exact thing. They don't know how manageable it's going to be because it's only football that moved to the ACC. No other sports has to deal with the travel. So, yeah, I guess we're just going to see how it unfolds these next few years and kind of go off that.
I'm going to ask the dumbest question of this interview.
Go ahead.
Does the school get the frequent flyer mileage, or do you get it as the person who's doing the flying?
That was the dumbest question.
I have no clue.
The school gets it, right? Because they're paying.
Yeah, whoever pays gets it.
That'd be nice to rack up all those.
I would.
Boy,
100%.
Because how do they do it in the NFL? Did you get the mileage?
Are you kidding me? No, we didn't get the mileage. I don't even think they had frequent flyer miles back then.
Just one last question on Cal before we move on to other things. I assume your style of play is conducive. They wouldn't recruit you if they're not going to run something similar that they feel like fits your style of play, correct?
Yes, sir. So I actually, me and Coach Harsin, their OC, built a really good relationship. He came from Boise State, and just kind of how we view the game is very similar, and that's what I really liked about him. We have the same ideas on how we should attack a defense, how an explosive offense should look, and my style of play, being a dual threat quarterback who can run really well, it fits perfectly into his offense, and that was a big deciding factor as well for me.
We're only 3 weeks out from the first game. What are the expectations for you guys? I mean, I know every year at Cathedral, there's a few teams that every year win the Open or else it's a failure of a season. What are your expectations this year?
Yeah, coming off last season, we fell short. To be completely honest, we had much higher expectations than what really happens. And so this year, we're a much different team. We made a few changes, and we're really excited coming into this year, and you can bet on us not falling short again.
Well, tell us about those changes.
Just some coaching changes, and we have a new play caller. I'm really excited about that. Last year, it was kind of a tough situation just with all the transfers. A lot of our starters had to sit out the first 5 games, and there was a lot of kids who had to move completely move houses like myself. And there was just a lot of things outside of football that were out of our control that kind of played a factor into what happened last season. But again, there's no excuses. And I think that coming into this season, we have all the parts that we need. Our play caller is very dialed in. And I just think that it's going to be a much different outcome than what it was last year.
So who's calling the plays?
His name is Barry Winston. He was our running back coach last year and the year before, and he got upgraded to the OC job this year.
That's interesting. And it says what the program is, that disappointing, falling short. I mean, you still played in the Open Championship. It wasn't. I mean, for most programs, that would be like we had the greatest year ever, but not for you guys.
Yeah, that's a disappointment for us.
Yeah, and which is telling. Give me an honest assessment. If this year's team were to play last year's team, who would win?
Us, for sure.
This year?
This year's team has a completely different mindset than we did last year. This offseason has been absolutely crazy with the work that we've put in and the family aspect that we've implemented on this team. I think that our seniors this year have played a big part in it, and I'm not dissing last year's seniors at all. I think they were great. But just this year's seniors, we've really stepped up and implemented the family aspect of the team, because I think that's the most important part, because families, they fight and die for each other. And some of the teams that we have on our schedule, we play Mater Dei from Santa Ana as our scrimmage to start off the season. So some of the teams that we play this year, we're going to need to fight and die, because it's a tough schedule that we have.
So you scrimmage Mater Dei Santa Ana, and then you open with Mater Dei Chula Vista?
Yes.
Oh, a lot of Mater Dei in there.
Boy.
That's a pretty big step up.
You'll remember this movie. It started Brendan Fraser, Matt Damon, and all those guys when they were first coming out. Who's Matt Damon? Ben Affleck's friend. There's a movie called School Ties, and it's about a prep school that has a very wealthy school that has a good football team, but the pressure to win is always there. I mean, the alumni is really invested in the program, much like your alumni is invested in your school. Do you guys ever feel...
Wait, they don't have a Jewish kid on their team?
See the movie.
Don't see the movie,
It's
Brady.
a good movie. It's called School Ties. But I'm curious, when the team doesn't win it all, can you feel that in the greater Cathedral community, as far as people who are, even after high school, they're still invested in the program and still invested in the school's success?
Yeah, Cathedral, we have a very historic program with a lot of state championships that Coach Doyle has brought to our school. So we're definitely playing for something greater than ourselves. We want to make the past Dons proud who have came through and who are still supporting the school. And winning a championship, it just means more than just our team, because it goes back through years of tradition.
Did you really bring home school ties?
Yeah,
That was worse than your frequent flyer miles.
They
do. Well, you do have that big alumni. What's on the top of the hill?
They have what's it called? What's the center?
Zach?
It's called the Zach. Yeah.
The Zach. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive, and I don't mean to cast aspersions. I think it's cool that the alumni, it's a big part of the school.
The whole point of the movie was Brendan Fraser's Jewish.
All right,
and they find out. It had nothing to do with alumni.
I'm not going there. I'm not taking it to that part of the story. I'm just talking about the importance.
We bicker, Brady. I'm sorry.
Mother and fathers were invested in it. Because let's put it this way. You're going to go to Cal, and I bet you're still going to be following the Dons out of the corner of your eye, whatever you're doing, even when you make it to the NFL, son. Is that not? Yeah. Is that accurate?
100%. I'm a Don for life.
So that's a good point. So there's been a lot of great Dons that come back. How often do you get visits from prominent alumni that come back to watch games, sit on the sidelines? Is that a frequent thing? Come to camp?
Yeah, all the time. We actually just had our Crucible, which is our 3-day kind of Hell Week program that you can call it, where we stay overnight at school. And each day there was different alumni coming in and talking to us who played college football, didn't play college football, they all had a shared brotherhood within the team. And even though some of them didn't play past high school football, it just shows how deep the connections run through Cathedral and how you can build lifelong connections.
What's the hardest part? Can we follow up on?
I was following up on the Crucible.
Okay, go.
I was going to ask the same part.
Okay.
The Crucible. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and I think Paul was going to say the same thing. Give us the morning to night schedule, and what's the hardest part of that you just dread every day?
Yeah. So the first day we got to get there at 8, and we go all the way until 10:30 p.m. And then they wake us up the next day it was 4:30. And then we go all the way until 10:30 p.m. And the next day they wake us up at 4:30. So it's really, the physical stuff is extremely challenging, but it's really to test your mental side and show that your body can go much further than your mind thinks it can. And it's something that I've kind of grew up around, just with my dad being in the military. I've done a lot of similar workouts before, but it's very mentally challenging, and your mind's going to make you want to quit every second of what you're doing. But the whole point of it is just to show that you can go a lot further than you think you can.
It's like the Navy SEALs.
Yeah, the Captain
Exactly.
Navy SEALs.
And their Hell Week. Does video or pictures exist of that?
There was a few coaches that were taking some videos, but no, we try to keep much of it to ourselves.
Do you have any they give you any nap time in there?
I want to show some of it.
No
nap time.
It's all day. All day.
Are you going to call Sean Doyle after this and just see if we can get a couple pictures?
I'll ask permission. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to. You know how this works. I clip out my favorite parts and we put it up on social media. Hey, we've had a string of quarterbacks on, and we've been talking about how deep the water runs here in this county with good quality D1 quarterbacks such as yourself. Pick your favorite 3. Your top 3 quarterbacks in the county, not named Brady Palmer.
Currently?
Yes.
Okay. I think that Troy Hume's a great player. Me and him have built a great relationship, I think, over these past few years. Just me and him, we started playing varsity very early, and we played against each other in the championship my sophomore year. And that was a great battle. But yeah, I really like Troy. I think Crete's a great kid. I love seeing him at every 7-on-7 that we play. Don't really play against each other in the season, but another 26 kid. Does it have to be in my grade?
Doesn't have to be. Just
okay.
Quarterbacks that
I really like
eye.
Zach from Granite. I think he's got a really special skill set, and I think it'll take him far.
Yeah, it's you and Zach feel like Zach even longer, that you all been around since I've been in high school, it seems like. I mean, because you both were so prominent as freshmen, and it seems like they've been around forever, doesn't it?
I know. I mean, how many times I don't know that I've talked to any one prep player as much as I've talked to you, Brady, and I've talked to you a lot. I feel like I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
Your advice to young quarterbacks, it has to be all these camps, because I'm looking at these guys, and it seems to me the difference between the kids that are really doing well, exceptionally well, and the ones who aren't are the ones that are making time or have the ability to attend a lot of these camps. Can you speak to that and how that fine-tunes your ability, your skill set?
Yeah, so that's actually funny you bring that up. I personally have never been to a camp for ratings or stars. The only camps I've been to an Ohio State football camp, like a college camp, and then I've been to the Elite 11. I personally don't believe that camps make you a better football player. That's why I never wasted my time with them. I also think that rankings and stars, they don't make you a better football player. They're not going to get you to the next level. Yeah, they might bring some hype and some attention, but to me, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is going out, fighting with my brothers on the field, and being the best player that I can be. I've never paid attention to rankings or stars. You can look me up. I think I'm like a 3-star rating or something. I don't know. I don't even know how they gave me a ranking because I've never been to their camp. But yeah, if I had advice for young kids, it would be don't bother with the extra stuff that doesn't mean anything on a Friday night, because that's not what makes you a better football player.
Fascinating.
It is.
Fascinating. Good shot.
Brady, let me ask you, do you have, because I know a lot of kids do, a lot of players do you have a private quarterback coach?
I do, yeah. Jordan Palmer.
All right, so tell me how you manage that relationship between, you have a private coach and then you have your Cathedral Catholic quarterback coach.
And now he has his Cal coaching staff. You're basically balancing 3 different people are in your head, are they not?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is my Coach Barry at Cathedral, he doesn't work with my mechanics too much because he knows that I'm already in good hands with Jordan and with Cal. The main thing we're focused on is just learning the offense, and kind of just fine-tuning little things throughout the whole offense that we need to be successful this year. So he doesn't work with my mechanics too much. It's not really a challenge for me to go from coach to coach because there's no difference in what I'm learning. I'm learning all my mechanic stuff from Jordan, and then I go to school and I learn all the stuff about the football team. So it's 2 different things that I'm learning, you could say.
Can I put him on the spot one more
Absolutely.
time? All right, you did your top quarterbacks. Now, right now, we're 3 weeks out, Paul, from the season?
You're going to ask best defense.
No, I'm not going to ask that. Give me your prediction on who are the 4 open teams at the end of the year.
Oh, why would you lead him into that minefield?
I would say us and Lincoln, we're always going to battle it out. Those would probably be the top 2. I think Granite you can put in there. I've heard they got a couple transfers, and then that 4th school is always a battle. I think with the Avocado League, I think this year it'll probably be Mission Hills, to be completely honest with you. So I think us, Lincoln, Granite, and Mission.
That's my
Yeah,
that would be my exact one with a 4th change because it could be Carlsbad, Mission Hills, could be LCC. It's always
Speaking of another quarterback who I didn't. Coach Thad's kid just committed to Cornell. He's going to play Cornell. Look, man, you can't swing a cat without
Eli. Yeah, you're right.
Eli's without hitting a D1 quarterback or a quarterback playing at the next level. We didn't have, I lived in rural Wisconsin. You got to drive 100 miles to find a good quarterback.
I can't remember in my 4 years having a Division I quarterback, even in Philadelphia. Rich Gannon, but he wasn't even really Division I.
Was he a quarterback then?
He got a scholarship. Rich Gannon, I played against high school, got a scholarship as a punter. And then he went to Delaware, and the rest is history. As a punter, a scholarship punter, and then their quarterback got hurt, and he played quarterback in high school. But
best defense you faced? I'm guessing it was that team in green.
Best defense of all time?
So far in your prep career, who did you line up against and said, "Ooh, these cats can play"?
Yeah, I mean Lincoln, my freshman year was that was a tough one. That was a pretty stacked team they had. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Well, yours is pretty good.
I would say
you practice
overall
against good.
Lincoln is probably the toughest defense we've played. They're a respectable team.
just based on their team speed?
Yeah, they got some good DBs. They like to go a lot of man to man, and so you got to know how to beat that. You got to have the guys to beat that. And again, yeah, they're a respectable defense.
Did you say a lot of man-to-man? That's all they run. It's all man-to-man. It's all zero.
But
Yeah, that's true.
it helps you to be practicing against your defense, does it not?
We do. We have a very talented defense, and with our DBs this year, I think it's very similar to what we're going to see all throughout the season with the teams that we're playing. And yeah, it's definitely helpful for me to go against our defense because they're at the level of the teams that we're going to play.
I don't want to bring up bad memories, but two of my most surprising games we did last year was how bad you beat Granite Hills and how bad Lincoln beat you. Like, how do you go from those two extremes in like a month?
Yeah, I think that both of the Lincoln games we beat ourselves. There wasn't really a skill difference, I would say. We had all the parts and we had everything we needed. It was just kind of us beating ourselves and a mindset going into the game. Oh, I think we hyped ourselves up too much for the championship game. But yeah, I think the Granite game was a great game. We definitely played how we should play and how we were expected to play. And I think if we played that way versus Lincoln, I think it would be a different outcome.
Yeah, I remember that game, and I think I said to you, I said, I don't see anybody beating Cathedral. I mean, that was just, and Granite was good, and it was just overwhelming.
Cathedral always has that humongous offensive line. Do we have are the Hogs returning? Are tackle to tackle? You got a big offensive line again?
Yeah, we do. We have a great offensive line. I love all my boys. I'm gonna have them over soon for some steak dinners, but but yeah, I love my boys. I think that this offensive line is something special for sure. They definitely take pride in what they do, and that's great to me because I'm gonna be well protected for sure. But yeah, just the mindset of our offensive line, that nasty mindset that they have is very important.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bronx too. He's special. Is he as good as I think he is?
Well, he's on the D line, but yeah, he's
I know.
definitely something special.
I know he's on the D line.
So Brady, we'll finish this up with, you're going to be odds-on favorite to at least be a Silver Pigskin finalist this year. Your thoughts about that high school's ultimate award? What would it mean to you to cap off your high school career? Well, actually, hopefully you'll still be playing at the time, but one of the last things of your high school career would be hoisting that Silver Pigskin trophy. What would it mean to you?
Yeah, it would mean a lot to me for sure. It's extremely special to me just being a part of the San Diego community for the last 4 years. It's definitely something that's going to be extremely memorable my entire life. From a freshman, I just remember some of the big moments that I had on PPR, and I was like, this seems surreal just because I'm a freshman playing varsity and I'm getting interviewed by the news, and it's just so special to be able to look back on my 4 years and be like, man, what a great ride that I had. And so to cap that off with one of the most prestigious awards that you can win in San Diego, it would be something super special to me.
In the world, not San Diego.
Yeah, you don't
Brady, in the world.
That sentence was going great right until you said
in the world.
All right, do we want to, you got anything else for him?
I got to cut Coach Joel to answer.
All right, so
anything else?
Brady, you know the routine. We're going to post the raw interview on YouTube and on our app here in a little bit, and then I'll be cutting bits up. I think I got everything I need. I just want to thank you for making time for us. I know you're a busy man, and I know I annoy the hell out of you, so I appreciate you doing this one last time. And once the season gets started, we're going to have you in studio during the season. I'll try to make that work, and then we'll see you at the gala. So until
Let's do it. I feel like we're going to be talking a lot through this season.
All right. Well, I got no problems with that. I hope you don't either. PPR podcast number 228 has concluded. Everybody, turn off your machines. Thank you, Brady Palmer.
Thank you, Brady.
Thank you guys very much. Have a good day.